Welcome to my home during the holidays. I'm your host, Yento Liu. Since we are in the middle of the magic of the season, I wanted to share settings that reflected this, and I couldn't think of a more appropriate or warmer place like my living room. So again, welcome to my home during the holidays. There is one sweet treat on the island that is enjoyed annually in December. You will find it in local households, but I also encountered visitors of the island who purposely seek these treats out whenever they're here during this time of year. Can you guess what they are?
I've been waiting all year for Ollie Ballin. I don't need them, but I want the Ollie Ballin.
Ollie Ballin? That's how I say it?
Ollie Ballin. Well, this is a local tradition here in Aruba. Every December, Ollie Ballin.
Now that we have an idea of how to say Ollie Ballin and got a sense of the excitement for it, let's get cooking. Here we are blending the Ollie Ballin mix, flour, and dry active yeast, plus some water. Raisins will get added to this particular batch. The stop that we are filming at today offers 3 different kinds. They have plain, raisins, and chocolate. According to Harley, a bag of Ollie Ballin mix can make up to 300 of the delicious sweet treats. After everything is mixed together, we let the dough rest. Then, voila! By letting the dough rest, it allows for it to rise. You can tell here that it's risen a bit. It is a 2-person job to hoist the batter up to pour into this machine, which is called the hopper, a piece of equipment from the Netherlands. Then the hopper gets to work. A lot of work. 2 at a time, the hopper plops out the perfectly rounded Ollie Ballin, which in English directly translates to oily balls. Now the name makes a lot of sense considering the cooking process. So we let oil and heat do its jobs. While cooking is in process, you have to pay attention to continuously churn the crates accordingly to make room for new balls being dropped and to take out the ones that are done. Once the treats are nice and fried, they need to rest for a minute for the excess grease to drain. Then they are ready to be served, but there is something else needed to complete the Ollie Ballin experience.
We always ask them if they like powdered sugar. And we would either give them a little or a lot, because some of them love powdered sugar, and they say that this is what gives them the kick that they like. This is what they look forward to every year, so I don't think it's gonna get old ever.
With the popularity of Ollie Ballin during this time of year, with locals and tourists alike, shoppers are constant. The batch is ready for those in the holiday spirit and those with a sweet tooth. What does it really mean, though, when a shopper who lives in Aruba brings a bag full home to friends and family?
It's part of the Christmas season. It's part of the family tradition, so you can buy it, go home with it, make a nice cup of coffee or a nice cup of tea, and just enjoy it with the family.
Yeah, it's a tradition, and I've been doing it from it passed from my parents, and then I pass them over to my family.
It's something about Christmas, the season to eat Ollie Ballin, and it's a tradition. So I'm here to buy some.
I mean, we just meld it with the Canadian traditions and some of the Aruban traditions to try to make it an international holiday.
To locals, these round treats are meaningful. It brings joy into the household and also represents the most wonderful time of year is upon us. For tourists, it satisfies their palates but also adds to their holiday while visiting our home. When it comes to embracing local foods and what a destination has to offer, Jinjin Zhang from Delaware said it best.
I think one thing that Anthony Bourdain used to say that you want to get out of the beaten path and go to this little place and try the food that locals will eat. And that's really the pleasure of the travel.
We know almost nothing about it. We bought the Ollie Ballin with chocolate.
And they're delicious.
Yes, we had them the other day and they were delicious, so we decided to grab some more.
Now, do you know that it's part of the holiday tradition here on the island?
We were not aware of that.
Nope. This is our first visit to the island.
Yes.
So you were just coming here because it's tasty?
Yes, extremely.
We love the fact that when we come here around Christmas time, it just feels different. All the Christmas musics and the Christmas trees, but everything is still themed with Aruba and the water and the beach. And so it's double happy.
It's nice to celebrate the holidays. It's a little odd for us to even be thinking about the holidays because where we're from, it's 40 degrees right now. And
Right, yeah.
here it's, you know, sunny and
beautiful.
beautiful. So it's a little hard to think about the holidays at that moment. But, you know, it is nice to see what other people do around the holidays and what kind of treats they have.
We want to try the local food as much as we can. And I think it's brought out the culture of a different country.
We've seen how these deep fried sweets are made. We know that this is definitely part of the local holiday tradition here. And we know visitors of the island see this as part of experiencing something cultural. But let's get into what the Ollie Ballins taste like.
A fantastic soft donut, but it's better than a donut.
I would describe it as sort of a cross between an Italian zeppoli and a beignet.
It reminds me of this French pastry, but of course it's Italian, so it's very different. But it reminds me of this French pastry we have in Louisiana.
French pastry.
You know the...
Oh, beignet.
Beignets.
Beignet, yes.
That's how I see them.
Absolutely delicious.
Today's episode is a holiday-themed edition. While I was speaking with residents and visitors of the island on Ollie Ballin, we had the perfect interruption. But before I show you what happened, I do want to give parents the chance to clear the room of any children because we are about to get into some technical details about Sinterklaas that may bore kids. So here's your chance to clear the room. Mary Jane and I were having a conversation about Ollie Ballin. Then this happened.
All countries have foods that are related to the celebration of Christmas. And this is one of the better ones that Aruba adopted from the Netherlands.
Needless to say, we were distracted. The Peets rolled up to grab the round, sweet treats for themselves to indulge in. The amusing Peets sure were entertaining, but not the greatest at describing what they were eating.
Only in December you will get Ollie Ballin in the time from Sinterklaas and the Zwarte Pieten here in Aruba.
What does it taste like?
What's it like taste? What's it taste? What's his taste?
Like, it's really like good.
It's really like good, you know? Sinterklaas is in the car, no? You see?
Look at it.
Look at Sinterklaas. Yeah. You can go by him.
The Peets quickly redirected my attention to the truck with a very special passenger. They had enough with my Ollie Ballin questions. So let's talk about something else then. Who else better to give us a little background on Sinterklaas than Sinterklaas himself?
We inherited this from Spain actually, and it's for a long time we've been celebrating this in Aruba. So it's great for the tourists to experience this type of celebration in Aruba for us too. So it's part of it, it's part of Aruba. So once you're in Aruba, this will be part of it.
Those spending the holidays in Aruba get to experience more than one Santa Claus.
So once you come to Aruba, you see everything. You see the Santa Claus, this is Sint. It's something that's going on for years and years.
While I have you in my living room today, I do want to point out a few things off of our Christmas tree that is extra special in my family. We'll start off with this one right here, do-it-yourself homemade ornament. I feel like my husband would be disappointed if I didn't showcase this one. Yes, this was a can of Spam that we turned into an ornament. This is Mr. Bruce Willis from Die Hard inside the can. My daughter calls this ornament man in a can. And if you have seen Die Hard, some argues that it is one of the best holiday movies of all time.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
Let's move on to something a little more sentimental. This is my uncle and I. This photo was taken in Aruba. I was about 7 or 8 years old, I think, and we are in Paradera. And we are putting the final touches on a Christmas tree. He is holding me up to put the star on top of the Christmas tree, so to speak, the star. And another tradition that I want to share with you that my husband and I have is that whenever we go on vacation somewhere, we always remember to collect an ornament from where we are in that country, and we put it on the tree. So every year, when we open up our Christmas decorations and we pull out the ornament, we get to kind of go back in time and think about the happy memories we made on that trip. And now continuing on with the holiday-themed episode, the Nutcracker is synonymous with the holidays, from the storyline taking place on Christmas Eve to the set design and even score. Let's take a closer look at this global tradition, but on the local stage. Holiday celebrations come in many forms. It can even be found here on the toes of dancers. Lisa Lott is warming up and loosening up her shoes to rehearse for the leading role in the Nutcracker ballet performance. For decades, the Nutcracker act has been known around the world as perhaps the most popular ballet to be performed around Christmas time. This year, Lisa Lott plays the Sugar Plum Fairy, which is the lead. She's also the prince in the fight against the Mouse King. She's the second doll. She has a part in the snow scene, Walls of the Flower, and more. She's certainly familiar with the play. Here is why she thinks the story is so fitting with the joyous season.
Well, I think it's because the Nutcracker and the holiday, it has so much in common. It's just like one big, beautiful fairy tale. So it really brings out the magic when you see it, maybe if, with your family. It's just, you start the Christmas season good, you feel the music, it's like you bring joy to the month December. And it's just, we have some very good, amazing dancers at our company, at our studio. So it's really good that people also see how good Aruba can dance.
Speaking of showcasing Aruba's talents on center stage, Lisa Lott is a competitive ballet dancer. She started on her 6th birthday with the Kozlov Dance Academy, which was founded by Leonid Kozlov. Mr. Kozlov is internationally recognized in the world of ballet. I mean, did you already know at a very young age?
Yes, I would say at my first ballet class, I already knew that I just wanted to be a ballerina. It was, at the moment, it was just, it's just the feeling I cannot even describe. It's just, I knew that this was going to be what I wanted to do for my rest of my life. I just knew I wanted to be a ballerina.
And did Mr. Kozlov see that in you also, and then did he take you under his wing?
Yes, it was just as I said, like the first class, he told me specifically, like, I'm going to make a ballerina out of you, and that's also the last thing that he will do for me. It's like, just make sure I'm a ballerina. And since now he has done everything to help me reach the goal.
During the time I spent with the performer, it is evident she is a ballerina on stage and off. Her goal is to be accepted into a professional ballet company in New York or somewhere in the United States. Currently, with assistance from the Prince Bernhard Cultural Fund, the 14-year-old rehearses and takes private lessons 5 days a week to pursue her dream of becoming a professional ballet dancer and represent Aruba. In March, she performed and placed at a ballet competition in New York, where she was offered 3 scholarships for this upcoming summer. The future seems bright for the young ballerina, but for now, she is cherishing the spotlight on the local island stage Acasti Cultura with her various Nutcracker roles. Thank you so much for being in my home today. I hope you enjoy this special holiday season. Cherish it with friends and family. We'll see you next time.